Mm. Good morning, everyone. Please excuse this big gross fever blister on my bottom lip. I'm like, can't wait till it's gone. I'm taking medicine and ointment to get, I'm having an outbreak these last few months. But, you know, I'm showing up in my realness. So I'd like to welcome you to the weekly free Wednesday yoga with Uma Community Clinic. And Shalyn, our host, thank you so much. And Evelyn's probably not on yet, but Evelyn Martinez is the physician's assistant there. And I want to also welcome the Jordan Downs Community Center. I want to welcome you here as well. Welcome back, I should say. I want to give a brief moment of acknowledgement. Good morning. Oh my God, Felicia, one of my teachers just popped on. Hi, Felicia. And dear friend, I should say. I wanted to give a moment to just honor the land that I am on. I'm here in Los Angeles. The land that I am on was cared for by the Tongva and Gabrielino nations. This land was stolen from them by colonizers and renamed Los Angeles. And I want to just give honor and gratitude to their stewardship of this most beautiful part of the world. And I want to send some healing thoughts to their ancestors, past and present, to honor the Tongva and Gabrielino nations. If you are not in Los Angeles and want to learn more about the nation, the First Nations who cared for the land that you're on, you can do a quick Google search and just land acknowledgements or First Nations map of the United States. And it shows the entire country and what peoples were there before the colonizers showed up. And then I want to talk about a little bit just our taking care of ourselves throughout the class today. If you have any injuries or pain points, if I ask you to turn in a certain way that you know is going to hurt, please be very mindful of your body. We don't want to bring any additional harm to our bodies doing yoga. And we also don't want to re-injure ourselves if we have existing injuries. So be mindful of your body. If you need to take a break, please do so at any time that you choose. My class is very accessible. And that means that it's suitable for most, and we just do what we can do. We're not doing any prescribed, the highest, there's an expression in yoga called the highest expression of the pose. And we're not necessarily trying for that. We're just trying to create a little spaciousness in our being, in our way of being, a little relaxation in our bodies, a little, some additional oxygen in our bodies, which will help kind of perk us up a little bit when we oxygenate, especially our brains. And so we're just going to move slowly. Today is, I should have mentioned this at the very beginning, Chair Yoga Wednesday. So I mentioned last week for you to grab a chair and have it ready. So there's mine back there. And I'm going to show you some tools to use to adjust your chair to make it perfect for you, depending on your height and the height of the chair. So first we're going to move into just a grounding moment. I just want you to have a look around your space. We kind of do this every single week, but look around your space and just notice the things that are there. Maybe look around as if it's your first time in your space. Looking at things that maybe 3 items that are of the same color, or what's the dominant color, looking at things that are the dominant color in your space. And just naming those things. You can name them out loud if you want, or just mentally notice them, visually notice them. And then using your sense of smell to see if you notice any smells. I do have my diffuser going. It's a blend of wintergreen, a little tiny bit of camphor, lavender oil, and a couple other things. It was blended already, but I added the lavender, and I have that going. And so just what do you smell? Breakfast, coffee, flowers in your space. We'll move to sense of taste. Do you have any taste in your mouth? I do have the mintiness of toothpaste. That's all I've had so far. Oh, not that I've had it, but that's all that's been in my mouth so far this morning. But what taste do you have? And we go into the sounds around us. So we'll start with sounds inside your room. And I can hear my diffuser. And I also have a water fountain to encourage my cats to drink more water, because cats don't really drink a lot of water. So I can hear that. A little bonus is I can hear that fountain running in this room that I'm in now. We'll move our awareness to sounds outside, maybe cars or trucks or the gardener. And I want to thank the gardener again for not showing up at 9 a.m. I hope he comes later. The gardener across the street, not the gardener I have. Anyway, trucks, cars. I hear birds. You may hear voices. Just notice what you hear outside your place, your room, your apartment, your house. Adjust or place your attention on your breathing. So we'll be using the nose. We're doing nasal breath to breathe throughout our time together today. And I'll touch quickly on why we use the nose mostly in yoga. There are some mouth breathing practices in yoga. Some of them increase energy, some of them increase heat, some of them are cooling. If you are overheated, you can do certain mouth breathing to cool your body. We're using our noses while we're in my class because it helps us to calm down the nervous system. If you were excited or anxious, or not excited necessarily in a good way, but where you needed to kind of just take a moment, if you focused on your breath and breathing through your nose, the exhalation has a little secret benefit that it helps to restore the nervous system to a more calmer place. And so you can use that as a tool, obviously, that you carry around with you wherever you go when you feel, agitated, or when you feel annoyed at something or someone, to just start to breathe through your nose. Sometimes people will tell us just breathe, and it's kind of doesn't necessarily come across at the right time, but it's one of the best things that you can do, especially if you're anxious or activated, that it helps you to just slow everything down and figure out, what do I do next? How do I manage this? What is my reaction to this thing? And so that's the reason why. Other reasons are the breath. When we inhale, obviously going through the nose, there's little hairs in there that trap dust, so that keeps that stuff out of our respiratory system. And also the breath stays nice and moist through the nasal passage and warm, so that when it gets to our lungs, it's ready to be assimilated by the lungs. And so that's why I promote in my classes nasal breathing. And so we'll start. I'm going to move into my chair. Let me show you what I was going to show you about adjusting your chair to your height. So chairs obviously are all different shapes, shapes and heights as well. Sometimes your chair might be too high for your feet to comfortably rest on the floor. So we would use a towel, fold it, depending on how much you need the floor to come up, fold it enough that your feet are resting comfortably. Your feet can be flat. I taught a class a couple months ago where the chairs had these big, thick cushions, and I was on my tippy toes the whole time, which was okay because we didn't have any way to adapt the chairs to be more accessible for us. But feet are flat. And so you can use that. I've talked about my yoga blanket. Any blanket will do, fold it neatly. And again, depending on how much height you need to add to bring the floor up to the bottoms of your feet, you can adjust that. And then also, if you don't have towel or blanket handy, you can use books. So we don't have to run out and buy. I don't have my yoga blocks nearby, but we don't have to run out and buy yoga blocks. They are helpful. If you can find them on sale, grab a pair. They're very helpful. but we don't need to have things in order to practice yoga. So now I want to show you if your legs are long and they're longer than they come for you to be comfortable in your chair. So we would just change that all around and put these items, put the blanket on the seat of the chair. That lifts your torso up, that your legs are not jammed down toward the floor. So this way the torso gets lifted and your legs can rest comfortably. You can also use the towel. And again, this is just if your chair is not the perfect height for your body. So there's the towel, same thing. So that's how you can adjust your chair to suit your body. So we'll start seated, what's called basically seated mountain pose. So this is standing mountain pose. Traditional mountain pose is done standing up, but we make it accessible into chair yoga. So this is the same pose, seated. I also wanted to mention I am purposely wearing something that I'm wearing an outfit that is not related to yoga in any way. I wanted to show you this, that you can wear anything to a yoga class, just as long as it's loose and it can move on your body. So these are just pants that I have, regular pants, and a top. I did put on a t-shirt under because it was showing a little too much of the front, the V-neck. But you don't need any special things for yoga either. You don't need to run out and buy like $80 yoga pants, despite what you see in the media. You don't need that. You can use anything. And at some point, I'm going to teach another class with you in my pajamas. So again, to just show you, you don't need anything special, especially when you're doing yoga in the comfort of your home. So I am in something, I wear a uniform to my other job. So this, I wouldn't wear this to work because I have a uniform, but I would wear this to meetings or something like that. So sitting up really tall, we want to lift up away from the back of the chair, making your spine work. Okay, so lifting the chest just a bit, pulling in the belly button, your belly button to engage the abdominal muscles, and dropping the shoulders down. So we're sitting up really tall, the neck is long as well, and the top of your head is reaching upward toward the clouds. Just take a few breaths here. Notice how this sitting like this feels so different than when we sit comfortably in our chair and kind of let it all hang out, which there's always a time for that. But sitting up really tall, I want you to drop your chin down to your chest and just hold it there. You may keep your eyes open or closed throughout our time together at your choice. I'll talk quickly about the benefit of closed eyes. So first, a lot of us like to know what's happening around us. So we want our eyes open. We want to be vigilant of what's not necessarily anything going on, but just where we are, our space, our comfort in the space we're in. To close your eyes while we're practicing yoga adds a layer of a meditative quality to our yoga practice. And if you are not comfortable with them closed all the way, because that shuts out light, obviously, and any external stimuli, you can consider lowering halfway, which cuts out, obviously, half the light. But again, you're more than welcome to leave your eyes open, and I encourage you to try whatever's comfortable for you. So our head is tipped down toward our chin is tipped down toward our chest, and just hold here. Just take a couple breaths. See if you notice any lengthening, the sensation of lengthening or stretch happening on the back of the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Just see what you feel here. You may not notice or feel anything, and that's okay too, but I just want you to kind of pay attention to different sensations that your body's offering you. And it's just a way to keep, well, number one, keep focused, and other times it makes you aware of the target area that we're working on. Circling the head slowly. And so my neck is making an awful lot of noise, but it doesn't hurt. So as long as there's no pain in your circling, you may feel free to continue. If it is painful, you may try to lessen the diameter, and I was supposed to look this up last week, or the radius of the circle, but just do it not as vigorously and see if that's a little bit better for you. You may have noise coming from your neck like I do, and that is hydrogen gas bubbles releasing. And so that noise is not to worry about. The pain is the part that is worrisome. So please care for your neck as we do these. And going the opposite direction, slow and easy. Again, eyes opened or closed, your choice, halfway closed, up to you. You decide. Then we're checking on our breath. So the breath is moving freely through the nose, moving in a way that is not jerky, is not stilted, is just in and out, sort of like waves coming into the shoreline and going back out. Come back to stillness. Turn your head to the left, so your chin near your left shoulder. Just hold here. Shoulders again are low. Take some breaths here. And then we'll look up and down. So looking toward the ceiling, toward the floor a few times. Moving the breath. We want to check on our jaw. The jaw sometimes clenches up when, unconsciously to us. We don't even know that it's done that or it's happening. So try to keep your jaw relaxed. One way to do that is to separate the top and bottom, the top arch and bottom arch of your teeth, and just keep them just a little tiny bit apart from each other, and that'll end that clenching thing. Look down to your left, down toward the floor on your left side, and hold here and take a couple breaths. You may feel a little give on the right side of your neck, on the top of your right shoulder. And then turn your head all the way to the right and hold. And again, you may close your eyes here or leave them wide open. Just hold here. If you want to add a little extra twist to your, a little extra, you can take the fingertips from a left hand, place them on the left side of the jaw, and just gently put a little extra pressure there to deepen the twist of your neck. Not a lot, we're not forcing, just a little bit. Release your left hand if you had it up, and look up and down a few times. Look it up and down slowly, loosening up the neck. We get tight when we sleep because we stop moving around, so the fascia kind of starts to lock up a little bit. So a morning yoga practice is very helpful to get things loosened up again. Please look down on the right side, gaze down toward the floor on your right side, and hold there. And then come back up to center, right ear, right shoulder, hold here, take some breaths. Again, the shoulders are relaxed and down, the spine is long, the belly button is engaged, pull in your belly button to engage the abdominal muscles there. And then inhale to center, exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Hold here and continue breathing. The breath is smooth and easy. The breaths, the inhales are long, slow, and deep. Exhales a little longer than the inhales. Then inhale, head to center, exhale to your right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, center, and left ear, left shoulder, exhale. Inhale to center, exhale, right ear, right shoulder. And inhale to center, left ear, left shoulder. And then come back to center. So these neck movements we just did, you can do these if you are, especially a passenger in the car, but also as the driver at the red light. So, you think about different things that we're doing together that you can incorporate into your day, not just our 1 hour a week, or if you take more yoga classes, not just when you go to, participate in a yoga class, but to bring yoga into your life as an all day long. I call it yoga all day long, but an all day long thing where if you're waiting in line, you can, we'll do this now. Circle your right shoulder. So if you're waiting in line, and it may look weird to other people, but really, how does it feel to you? It might feel nice. And so while you're waiting, do some shoulder circles. post office line, you know, whatever, if you find yourself waiting, like, you know, I always talk about my appointment with my tax guy. I use him as a reference when I talk about the grounding practice, that when I go into his lobby and I know him well and respect him and all that, he's a business friend. But I always get twitchy when I go there because I know I owe money. And so I use some of these tools just to keep me relaxed. Let's reverse the direction of the right shoulder circle and try to make the circle as big as you can so that you really get a lot of those muscles in that area moving and stretching. And then we'll switch over to the left shoulder. So pick a direction, doesn't matter. We'll go both ways. So, you know, I'm a flight attendant. Some of these things I do while I'm on the plane. I have to because it's really tight in there. And I mean, even if the plane is bigger, it's still, you know, way too many people in there. So if I designed a plane, I'd have a lot more space than seats. But anyway, so I do these things while I'm at work. And our seat on the plane is called the jump seat. So I can do some chair stuff, just like we're sitting now, while I'm at work throughout my day. And bring that left shoulder to stillness. Let's circle both shoulders. So go as big as you can. And again, checking in with your breath, breathing really big, moving the breath, letting it all out so that we can make room for the next oxygen-filled inhale. Moving the breath, checking the jaw, your facial muscles really relaxed. So we are not grimacing or gritting or, you know, jaw's not tight. We're just neutral face. One of my teachers calls it a sweetened face. It's not meant to say put a forced smile. Let's go the opposite way with both shoulders. It's not meant to mean a forced smile. It just means just your face natural, just the way it is natural. If you want to smile, please do. But just a neutral face. And then we're going to go opposite shoulders. So imagine your feet or legs on a bicycle. Shoulders are doing similar kind of movement. And besides this, working on the shoulder joint is also giving a little movement to the muscles around the shoulder blade, which they get tight from time to time as well. And then reverse the opposite shoulder circles. And then come back to stillness. Inhale, bring both shoulders up towards your ears. You can either drop them or slowly lower, your choice. So exhale, drop or lower, your choice. Inhale, lift them both. Exhale, drop or lower. Inhale, lift, way up high. Exhale, drop or lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop or lower. This next one we're going to hold up. So shoulders stay up near the ears. Continue to move your breath. Lift your shoulders up as high as you can. And then slowly lower this time, shoulders. Shake out arms and legs. Do a little body assessment of how you feel, a body scan, how things feel. They may feel a little different since we started. They may feel the same. Slide up halfway in your chair. Please make sure your chair feels stable. I meant to mention this earlier. I'm sorry I didn't. This chair I'm on weighs like, I don't know, a lot. So it's not going anywhere. But if your chair feels like it can slip on the floor, you can always put your yoga mat under your chair and that will stabilize it. If I was in a studio, in a class, I would put a yoga mat under my chair in that kind of environment because the floors are usually really nice and smooth in yoga studios. So just be mindful of your body. We don't want to have anyone slide off their chair or the chair tip forward. So just feel stable. Separate your feet wide so the knees and toes are going the same way. We don't need the feet separated so wide that there's pain on the inside of your thighs. We don't need it that wide, but just in a nice, comfortable way, the knees and toes are going in the same direction. And we're going to take our left forearm and put it on top of our left thigh. So the first instinct for me is just to kind of dump down over the top of my left thigh, but I'm not going to do that because I want you all to extend your spine over to the left so that the spine is elongated even though we're on an angle. And then tighten the belly button area again. And the left palm, I just out of habit have it facing up, but you can have it in whatever way is comfortable. You're placing your weight on the left thigh. So the forearm is actually pressing into the left thigh for support. Bring your right arm all the way up and across by your right ear and reach the fingertips as far over to the left as you can. The right shoulder is going to want to come forward. We're doing a side stretch. Keep it back. And your right bicep is somewhere near your right ear, and just hold there. You may, traditionally, we would be looking up at the right hand. That might be a lot for your neck, but I want you to experiment with looking out horizontally or looking down toward the left knee or left foot. And just see which one feels better, and that's the one you pick. You can also move your gaze up and down by rotating the head up and down. Or looking from the left foot up toward the ceiling. You can see how that feels, and just try that out. One of them feels better than the others. That's the one you want. So this is a side stretch for the right side right now. And then circle your right arm. So options, big circles or not. You can make the circle whatever size you want. And go slow enough where you can really feel what's happening in the shoulder joint and the shoulder blades. If you want to go fast, you are more than welcome to. And check on your breathing. And reverse the circle, the direction. Having a lot of pops in my right shoulder joint. This arm was broken quite a few years ago, but it still has a little hitch in it, not a big deal, but. And then both arms up, sit up really straight, reach up really tall. Take a couple breaths here. And then lower the right forearm onto the right thigh. And again, do not dump down onto the right thigh with your side body. We want to keep the spine erect. Bring the left arm over near the left ear. Reach the left fingertips as far to the right as you can. So you want to get a really big stretch. We're again propped up on the right forearm. It's on top of our right thigh. The left shoulder may want to come forward, keep it back. This is a side stretch. You may look up, out, down toward the right knee, right foot, or you may move your head from looking up toward the sky to looking down toward your right foot, right knee. Your choice. And just hold here and take some breaths. And let's circle the left arm. So big or small, fast or slow, your choice. Checking on your jaw. Again, soft jaw. If you need a reminder to separate the top and bottom arches from one another, just a tiny bit, and that'll relax the jaw muscle. To reverse the direction of the circle for the left arm. And then inhale both arms up. So exhale and bring your fingertips toward the floor. So you can either touch the floor or reach toward it. Some of you may have access to palms down. Just whatever your body's doing. Inhale, come up. Sit up really straight. So this is a really nice bend for the low back. Forward, come forward, exhale, fingertips brush the floor, palms on the floor. Fingers hovering above the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. This time when you come down, you can either leave your fingers on the floor or you can put your forearms back on your knees. Try to keep your back flat so the crown of your head is reaching toward me. My crown is reaching toward you or toward my camera. And so you can again use the forearms on the thighs if you want, or you can bring your fingertips all the way down to the floor. Your choice. Hold here. Take some breaths. The spine is as straight as you can keep it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower the arms out to the side. Bring your feet together. Sit back in your chair just a touch. I'm crossing the left thigh over the right, just like we're normally sitting, just crossing left thigh over the right. Taking right hand to the outside of the left knee and twisting to your left. So depending on your chair, you can hook the inside of your left elbow onto the back of the chair if the measurements line up. Or you can hang on to the back leg of your chair or the seat bottom of your chair. Okay, so those are the options for the left arm. The right arm, I have an easier time just hanging on to the left knee, but you can also, for some people, this is comfortable. Right elbow touches left knee, right fingers up and twisting there. Try that. Just circle the left foot while we're here. Reverse the circle of the left foot. This is a seated spinal twist. So you might feel a little stretch happening on the left buttock. Your spine is in a spiral. And then come back to center. Notice how things feel when you put the left foot on the floor. Okay, notice how the muscles rebound. See if you notice that sensation. So a spinal twist in yoga has a few benefits. I think the biggest one is throughout the day, gravity pulls us down. And I believe that the spinal twists kind of re-lengthen our spines to the length they were when we woke up. Throughout the day, we shrink a little bit from gravity. And so there's seated twists, there's seated on the floor twists, there's standing twists, and there's twists that you can do. Actually, what was the third one I was gonna say? Oh, on your back, that's the other one. You can do them on your back. So there's a whole series of yoga twists. Let's cross right thigh over left. And again, you can take your left elbow, touch your right thigh, twisting to the right, draping the right arm where the inside of the right elbow is on the back of your chair if the heights line up properly. You can also hold the left hand outside the right knee. And then see if you feel a little give happening in the right buttock. Again, this is seated spinal twist. Let's move our head from side to side. So traditionally, we would be looking over, I think, in this case, the left shoulder, but we're gonna look over the right shoulder. You can also move your head side to side here. So yeah, I think in traditional, this shape, we look in the opposite way of us twisting, I think. But for our accessible style, we can look anywhere we want. And you can also move your head side to side. You're sitting up tall, twisting. And then come back to center, lower the right foot. Scoot back a little more in your chair. And we're going to do some forward bends and hugging the backs of our legs. So we sit in seated mountain pose, so your feet are parallel. Feet are separated to your comfort. We're sitting up tall, bring your hands in front of your heart. Sweep your arms out. That's the inhale. We're going to exhale and bring the arms back behind the backs of our knees, the backs of our thighs. That's the exhale. And come all the way down and really give it a hug to having your arms around the legs. Okay. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward bend, hug the backs of your legs. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward, hug. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward. And one more. This last one, inhale, come up. We're going to hold. So hang on to the backs of your legs. Look down between your feet. Lengthen your spine. So the back is flat. And just hold here and take some breaths. So this is a nice release for the lowest part of your spine, the lumbar. Well, not the lowest, but the lowest curve of the spine, which is the lumbar curve. And just hold here. It's a little hard to breathe when we're leaning on our thighs, but just do the best you can. The longer we hold these shapes, it allows the muscles, sometimes they first want to struggle and fight and whine and pout, and then they relax. So the longer we hold, we'll get to that relaxed part. And the relaxed part also then includes the relaxation of the connective tissues, which are the tendons and the ligaments. And then muscles and organs are also sheathed in another connective tissue called fascia. So the fascia holds the muscles and organs in their prospective places where they should be held. And so hold here. And then inhale, come up, arms up overhead. Exhale, left elbow hovers above or touches the right knee. Okay, lift the right elbow. So the left elbow hovers above or touches the right knee. Look to the right, toward the right elbow. And hold here. So this is another version of a spinal twist. Pressing the hands together firmly engages the muscles in your arm. So there's a little toning that happens when you press firmly. Look down at the floor between your feet. Look up toward the right elbow. Look down between your feet. Look up. And one last time, look down between your feet and look up. Inhale, come up to seated, arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring the right elbow, either hover it above the left knee or touching the left knee, your choice, and lift the left elbow. In traditional pose, this pose, traditionally we would be looking at the upper elbow, but you may also look out horizontally or down at the floor, depending on your comfort. Okay, so hold here, twisting, breathing, checking on your jaw, facial muscles, smooth breath, all of that. Look at toward your left elbow. Press the palms firmly together also. Look down between your feet. We'll do two more. Look up toward the left elbow. Look down. And then look up toward the left elbow. Look down. And then inhale, come up. We're going to go to the first side. Exhale, we're going to go in real time. Twist to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale to center. Exhale to right. This last one to the left. Breathe in. Exhale left. Inhale to center. And lower your arms. Swan dive your arms down. Sit back in your chair. You may sit in any comfortable way. And take a few breaths. Do a little body scan. See if you're aware of any difference, changes in your mood, in your energy, in your feeling not so stiff from sleeping, whatever that is. And you, as I mentioned earlier, you may not feel any difference, and that's okay too. We'll circle slowly. I don't know if Jackie's on here today because I'm sitting too far away. And even with glasses, I can't see the names. But anyway, Jackie's one of my friends and teachers in Florida, and she calls this stir the pot. So she's been on here from time to time to visit. This in yoga terms is called Sufi circles or Sufi grind. Sufis are mystics, but she calls it stir the pot, and that always makes me giggle, and so I call it stir the pot. And so noticing while we're moving around, just the contact of your bottom side with the chair, okay? And that's just a way to focus your attention. So like I'm leaning right, I feel the compression of myself on my right, back of my right thigh and right buttocks. And then when I go over to the left, feel the compression on the left, the opposite side lifts. Just pay attention to that. And this is just, in this case, just to keep your awareness on what you're doing. And then reverse the circle. And move the breath. When you sit up, breathe in. When you lean forward, that's your exhale point. Just slowly moving, noticing the contact points, noticing your feet making contact with the floor. These are ways we keep aware of what we're doing, because yoga, you can daydream off in just a heartbeat in yoga because it's so meditative. And so these contact, you might remember your contact points where your hands are placed. It helps you to stay in the moment of what we're doing. And then come back to center, bring your hands in front of your heart. Take a breath in. Interlace your hands, exhale, push your hands straight out. So the arms are parallel to the floor, palms facing away. Inhale, lift the palms up toward the ceiling. Sit up really tall here. Exhale into cactus arms here. So cactus arms are just bottom of the arm, which is actually the upper arm, but the bottom of the arm is parallel to the floor and elbows are bent. The forearm is vertical to the floor, okay? So bottom part is horizontal, forearm part is vertical, and hold here. So this is called cactus arms, or some circles call it gold post. And just hold here for just a couple breaths. The arms are raised. The reason why I say hold them up, parallel to the floor versus just kind of without any commitment of letting the elbows dangle down is because it's engaging those muscles. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Then inhale here. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. This time I want you to release your arms diagonally behind you. That's the exhale. Okay, and we get a little stretch in the front of the shoulder. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. So here we go with the whole sequence. Push away, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms release down behind you diagonally. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diagonal. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diagonal. One more set. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. And then inhale, prayer. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, diagonal. And then come back, sit in your chair, hands anywhere that is comfortable for you. Just take a couple breaths here. And see how you feel your upper body, your arms and shoulders, how they feel from that arm sequence. See how that feels for you. And come up to a little bit, scoot up halfway up your chair. Feet are parallel again. Separate your legs to your comfort. So when I have my feet together like this or legs touching, it's a distraction for me because I have to really work on keeping them like together. So I make this accessible by just separating my feet, and then my feet support, my legs support themselves, and I don't have to deal with that. So you put your legs and feet in a comfortable position for you. Hands in front of the heart, sweep out and up, breathe in. Exhale to a forward bend. Inhale, bring your left knee to chest. So we're grabbing the left knee with both hands. That's the inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, I just realized we forgot to circle our right foot. So we'll go back to that. That was a poses ago. Exhale, left foot down. 2, stir the pot. So circle 2 times, and then we'll go circle the other way. Just remember, we didn't circle our foot when we did the seated twist. And then come back to center, hands in front of your heart, sweep out, inhale, lift. Exhale, forward bend with a flat back. Inhale, this time bring the right knee to chest. So we're gonna hold here and just add in a circle for the right ankle so that it won't feel forgotten. I'm so glad I remembered this while we were together because I could see me remembering it like tonight while I'm in bed and just sit up. I forgot to do the right foot. Sometimes me yoga teachers do go through that. Circle the other way. And then lower the right foot. And then stir the pot 2 times each way. Reverse when you've done the first 2. And then come back to center. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out. It happens to me on the airplane too, where someone orders a drink and I totally forgot to bring it and I remember like the next day. Exhale, flat back, and I think I'm such a loser. Hopefully they didn't, perish from not having that Diet Coke. Inhale, bring the left knee up. Exhale, left foot down. Circle 2 times, either direction. Circle 2 times the other way. And come back to center. Hands in front of your heart. Sweep out, sweep up. That's the inhale. Exhale with a flat back. Come down. Inhale, bring the right knee up with you. Exhale, put the right foot down. And then circle again 2 times each way. Start in whatever direction you like. And then come back to go the other way 2 times. And we're going to add another little piece to this sequence. So hands in front of your heart, sweep out, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale with a flat back, come down. We're going to grab the right knee again. Inhale, right knee comes up to chest. Exhale, right foot down. Hands on top of your knees or thighs. We're going to add the cat-cow shape. I'm going to turn sideways for you. So these are cat-cows are typically done, or traditionally done on your hands and knees. We've done them in the mat class, but you can also modify them and make them adaptable or accessible by doing them in the chair. They're really good for your spine. So we're sitting up tall, hands are pressing down on your knees or thighs. Arch your back, lift your chest, and chin comes up just to touch. Do not throw your head all the way back behind, that's too much. So just lift the chest and the chin. This would be considered the cow shape. If you think about cows out in the pasture, sway backed, grazing away, enjoying the sun. This is the cow, and then reverse all that, spine backwards, curl your spine backwards, exhale, chin to chest. This is cat. So we're gonna hold here and take a couple breaths. Cat is just like what a Halloween cat or scary cat looks like. The spine is lifted and that's the look. When cats are trying to scare other animals, they turn sideways and kind of arch up a little bit to make themselves look bigger. So this is the cat of the cat-cow movement. We'll inhale to cow again. Exhale to cat. We'll do one more round of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Come back to center. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Sweep out and up. Inhale. Exhale, forward, flat bend, flat back, forward bend. Inhale, bring the right knee up. Exhale, right foot, excuse me, everyone, left knee up. Exhale, left foot down, excuse me. And then set up again for cat-cow. So we start with cow, chest lifts, arch your back. Breathe in, exhale, curl the opposite way. Chest toward the back of your chest, excuse me, back toward the back of your chair. Chin to chest. Inhale, two more. Breathe in, chest lifts, chin lifts a bit. Arch your back, exhale, curl the other way, chin to chest. And one more. Breathe in, arch your back, exhale, curl into cat. Come back to neutral, hands in front of your heart. Sweep out, inhale, arms up, exhale, forward, come all the way down. This time we'll grab the left knee again. Inhale, left knee comes up. Exhale, left foot down. Hands on top of your knees or thighs for cow. Inhale, and then exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale to cat. Come back to center, and this time the right knee. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out. Inhale, lift. Exhale with a flat back, forward bend. Inhale, bring your right knee to chest. Exhale, right foot down. We'll do cat-cow. Here's the cow. Arch your back, lift your chest. 3 of these. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And then come to center and circle 2 times each direction. So that's our sequence for the bottom part of us. Come back to center when you're done with the second 2. And bring your hands in front of your heart. Open your arms wide. Inhale, sit up really tall. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Hang on here. So I want to talk about self-hug, oxytocin, and serotonin are the feel-good hormones. When you give a hug, when you get a hug, doesn't matter if you're getting a hug from yourself or giving a hug to yourself. There's a chemical reaction. It's the same reaction as if someone gave you the hug or you gave someone or something like a dog or cat a hug. So if you're feeling low or whatever, blue, just give yourself a hug. And I mean a tight hug where you really feel yourself. You can add in rocking, which is also a soothing, soothes the nervous system. You can add that in. Hang on tight, take some breaths. Come back to center. We're going to change the top arm. Bring the arms out wide. Inhale. So bring the arms as back far as you can. Then exhale, change the top, put the other arm on top and hang on to yourself. You can rock if you want or sit in stillness. It's your choice. Just hang on and hold. And then one more. Inhale, wide arms. Put the opposite arm on top. Exhale, hug. Hang on. And then one more time, other arm on top. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, give a hug. Hold here. If you would like to rock, please do. And then release your arms. Shake out your arms and legs. So we're going to go into final relaxation. So I'm going to invite you, you may stay in your chair. If you stay in the chair, you're just going to hang out comfortably. Okay, you're not all upright and perched up like I had you before, but comfortably in your chair. Feet and legs comfortable, legs can hang open, whatever you want. If you care to lay down, if you have access to the floor, the bed, the sofa, the whatever, feel free to lay down. Get comfortable. While you're adjusting yourself, let's do another body scan of how you feel compared to how you felt when we first started. You know, we're going to use these are called Koshi bells. Well, they're not new anymore, but my recent new favorite thing. So you just settle in, be comfortable. Focus your attention on your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Direct your attention to your feet. Attention to your hands. Attention to your legs. Attention to your arms. Attention to your breath. With your next inhale, take a big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Big stretch. You can circle your feet and ankles, or hands and wrists if you like. Point and flex your feet. Flex and release your fingers, whatever you want to do to make it nice. If you're laying on the floor, exhale, bring your knees to chest, turn onto one side. And then when you're ready, you can come up to seated. So always appreciate you coming to class, taking time out of your morning to come to class. Please feel free to share with your friends and family that we're here every Wednesday. And the best part about it is that the class is free. In many spaces, yoga classes, I'll speak about pre-pandemic, could be upwards of $30 for one class. So we're very fortunate to be able to offer free yoga to our community. May you be happy. May your life have meaning, and may you be an instrument for social change. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. If anyone wants to comment or say hi, just unmute and come on in. And otherwise, I'll see you next week, and I appreciate your attendance.
I see the cute little doggy.
Where is, oh, Lulu is in class. That's our yoga dog. That's Lulu. Evelyn, Felicia is my dear friend. She's a yoga therapist and an RN, and she teaches part of the yoga therapy program at Loyola Marymount. And Felicia Evelyn is the physician's assistant at, this is called UMA Community Clinic. And so I'm glad you all get to meet each other. And Jennifer's in, she's a yoga therapist from Riverside, and she's visiting us here in LA for the day. Hey, Jennifer, y'all are just, I'm so happy you're here. Hi, Turlin.
You guys all for coming.
Thank you. Yes, and Evelyn, you want to say something?
Well, if you guys want to be on the email list, if you can send me your email, I'll send you the classes that we have, all the yoga classes. The one that we have today, and then we have some Zumba classes and then chair classes. So you're welcome to share them with the community and your friends.